Stephanie today. No surprise.
Mm, mm, mm.
Today we're gonna talk about this new crisis that is pushing the separation of black women and black men, because we're really shitting on each other right now, and we should be loving each other. But we'll get into that topic. First off, I'm Randall,
I'm Stephanie.
and let's get into it. So, it kind of feels like the theme for all of the past year and a half has been like us shitting on each other.
Yeah.
Us in particularly. Like, I mean, white people do it too.
Yeah,
but
I'm like, I don't
it's
know
heavy.
if we're doing it more than anybody else.
I don't know. I feel
But,
like we are. Maybe because it's videos.
Yeah,
I watch.
Yeah,
but
and the algorithm and stuff is going to show you
Right.
the stuff that they
Right.
feel like you want to see. But I mean, we are black. We're a part of black culture, so of course, majority of the things that we consume will be black, and so I think it just, yeah. I don't want us to ever like feel like we're the only ones that are ever doing anything, because a lot of times it's, we're reflecting what everybody's doing.
That's correct.
But yes, I do think that there is a divide happening, and it's just kind of, it's sad.
Oh,
It's really sad. Like
yes.
it's like I feel like we're getting like we're we're worried about the wrong things, and I also feel like we're kind of all wanting the same thing, but we're just going about it in different ways.
Right.
It's just
This
yeah.
could be probably saved towards the end of the episode, but I feel like I need to jump into it now. Like, a lot of the things that we're identifying about each other are things that's necessarily a trauma. Like, so a lot of, and it's far less than what people think, but there's a lot of single parent African American household, and a lot of them are raised by the woman. And a lot of dudes are more emotional. Not saying emotional is not a good term, but like their reactions to certain things, they're
Yeah.
less patient than there should be. As for a man, I feel like a man should have.
Like they let their
ma-
emotions lead them
Right.
instead of logic.
Right. Right. Exactly. Like, people, in my opinion, are one of two things. They're a creature of reason and a creature of emotion.
Yeah.
And I tend to be, even in my relationships, I was a creature of reason. I did what I felt like was best, and I put my emotions second. But a lot of women, I feel like, naturally are creatures of emotion. And a lot of dudes being raised, solely by their mom, without a father figure in the household, tend to be creatures of emotion. Like, they jump out the window real quick off of like one thing that the woman does. There's a lack of patience for our women. And the same thing with women. I feel like, as far as women, some of the expectations that they have on these guys are like far too high for their situation. Because in a relationship, it's not enough for a woman, and for a woman to just be pretty. Like, I want a partner. I want someone with intelligence. I want someone. It really doesn't matter. I want a nurturer, right? It doesn't matter. Like, okay, a lot of people, had a problem with Kevin Samuels, and I don't agree with everything he said, but there were some good points. Like, if a man is a true provider, he's not really concerned with how much you make. I was raised that, like, not saying the man has to make more money, but usually in old school relationships, which I am kind of old school, the men were the breadwinners. And if you're a stable man, in my opinion, you are financially stable. That's part of it.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't necessarily care how much a woman made. So a lot of these factors that women point out, like, I make this or I make that, it's like the caliber of man you're looking for already has that handled. But I feel like, so there's women with no jobs, no no, formal education from a college, no real ambitions. That's the big thing. No real ambitions, but they expect a man, with what, 6 feet, 6 figures, and what else the other one? Oh, yeah, that. But